Hi everyone, this is Tuplex. Welcome back. Since the last episode, I've been thinking about this smelting situation, and I think it's better if, rather than trying to make this little area work, I think I'd rather just rebuild it in a different area. For example, we've got all this room over here where we could build the smelting line properly. Oh, that's just outside of turret range, but I think I can hit it. Let's put one there. We'll do one there. We'll do one there. And there. And that should get all those critters. There we go. I love the artillery. Yeah, so let's pick all this up and let's rebuild somewhere else where we will have all the room that we need to do what we want to do. Oh, this says I'm picking. Oh, there. Yeah, I was getting that roboport up there, which I didn't want to do. Okay, and that's the wrong thing. I want the deconstruction. Or maybe, yeah, you know what? Let's tell you what. Let's leave this running, and we'll. This isn't even lined up properly, and we'll build it. We'll build it up there, and then when the new thing is running, we'll take it down. Yeah, this is a problem. I mean, it's not a problem now, but it will be later. I should have this just get out of the way immediately. How much do I have in there? I do have 16,000, but it's all like concentrated in just a few chests. And then it's all just coming out on one side. Okay, there it goes. And that only gives me about half of the throughput that I need. Until a new train comes in. And I'm not sure why it does that. Maybe it's because of the steel lines. Yeah, I think it is. Look at this. I'm only pulling. Seems like I'm only pulling on one side. Or mostly from one side on these lines. I'm not sure why that is. Must be further down the line. Anyway, in the past I've tried to troubleshoot and fix those sorts of things, and it seems to be a fool's errand. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. All right, so let's. I'm going to increase the threshold there to 24, so hopefully the train will get out of the way before that becomes so much of an issue. Okay. Yeah, so smelting we could do, well, we could put it up here. Maybe up there would be better. Unfortunately, I didn't give myself, or I could build it down here and work my way down. The copper's kind of in the way. That's coal. Yeah, these new textures are really throwing me off. This is almost gone. We've got turrets down here that we no longer need. Yeah, I think over here is a good place. See, the issue is that I have all the ore coming up this way. Now, I could get the ore from the train stations over there easily enough. But I think I'll have to bridge. I'll have to put some landfill on that lake in order to get it over there. You know, I can just reverse this and send these 4 belts to the left instead of to the right. But when I get up here, it's going to get a little tight. Or how much room do I have here? These lines could certainly be moved. That's coal, right? Yeah, in fact, we can get rid of all this, I think. Keep pulling the wrong blueprint device, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so we'll pick up all that stuff. Okay, and I don't think I cut off the power to anything. Right, and then we can reduce, you know, we can reduce all this just to 2 belts here. We don't need 4 belts here now. I'll do this just so we can empty out these belts before I remove them. Let's get rid of all that. Let's get rid of this. Okay, close enough. All right, and do I even need that splitter there? No, I don't, because it's, well, yeah, I'll leave it there. Okay. All right, so let's get some landfill. First, I do need to get rid of some of these red belts that I've picked up. And I've got a lot more underground blues now, so I can continue to get this upgrade happening. So let's do these 3 as a priority, followed by those and those. All right, so that way we can get all these belts upgraded. Okay. And for what these blue undergrounds are costing me, I'll just bridge them with the yellow. It's a much more cost-effective way to do this. And then we can come straight across, and then we turn this to blue. Right, and that's all we have to do. We don't need to upgrade these belts to blue because 2 blues, or half of a blue, is less than a red. Right, and this is just until we get the more permanent one completed that we're going to be doing in the new area. Okay, let's see. All right, so that'll give us a little more throughput, especially on this long one here. Eventually those belts will have to be upgraded to blue as well. Okay, yeah, landfill. And I've got a lot of landfill over here. Oh yeah, I was going to get rid of the reds. Sorry. want to get rid of some of these red belts, and I don't think I have anything in place that will buffer these. No, in fact, I'm not even doing it there. So let's make a few buffer chests. All right, so what we'll do here is this maxes out at 400, and I'll put a logistics request on here for, let's say, 1,000 yellow belts on this buffer chest. And then I'll have to tell this to, actually at this point, I'm just going to tell this to stop at 100. Because I'm not going to use yellow belts myself anymore. I don't really need to accumulate them. We only need them as an ingredient for these guys. Okay, and then this way it'll bring in any yellow belts that I happen to have in storage so that they get used up before I make more of them, since I've already got a ton of them sitting around. And I'll do the same here. In this case, we'll set this to a red belt. I will keep this at a high number since I'm going to be using them. Okay, but then we'll... Oh no, that could be... Yeah, and I'll change this to 400 now. Yeah, that's fine. And then we'll set this to 1,000. Let's make that 400. Okay, so there's a ton in there, and I'll put in a bunch of what I've got as well. We'll put that in there. Okay, and I need steel. Oh, you know what? I can just request those. I don't know why I'm doing this the hard way. Buffer chests. Bring me a stack of buffer chests. Okay, so this is going to be undergrounds, and we'll set that to 50. And this will be splitters. We'll set that to 50. Again, I'm just doing one stack on the yellows, since I'm not going to be using them for anything. And then we'll put a request on them that's higher than what that limit is. So 100, let's say. Oops, 100. Okay, and then we got to do the same up here. So we'll put appropriate limits. So this is going to be a red splitter 100. Did I say splitter? Yeah, underground. And then here we request one undergrounds, say 200. Okay, that's red splitter 100. And then red splitter 200. Okay, so this way it'll always be pulling in from storage before it starts producing more. Okay, I think that's it. So I can get rid of those. I can get rid of some of these, and they'll go in these chests. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Okay. And then, you know, the rest of it is just waiting for gears. Whoa, how'd I get a logistics bot out there? Oh, okay, yeah. See, that's why you don't do interior walls, because your bots will try to travel around it. You know, I got a comment about the walls, and it was basically saying, you know, why'd you spend all that time changing the design of this wall when you already had a pretty good blueprint to begin with? You know, and it's a good point. I can't say for certain that this wall, that my modified design with the shark's teeth out here and, you know, the other changes that I made, I can't say for sure that this is a lot better than what I started with the blueprints that I downloaded. But I do feel that having the dragon's teeth, I always call them shark's teeth, but I do feel that having the dragon's teeth close to the edge of the turret range, I think, at least in theory, I think that's better because then it's going to give the spitters less of a chance to get within range of the turrets and stuff. You know, I'd rather have the walls damaged than have my turrets and things like that damaged. So that's the theory, and it was, you know, yeah, it was some extra work, I suppose, but it wasn't too bad. But anyway, I just wanted to explain why I did that. I mean, I thought it was an interesting comment. It wasn't something that I really had considered. Okay, so let's build some smelting. Okay, yeah, we're going to do it over here above the coal. I think I'm going to need more of those Mark IIs. Since I'm leaving the existing stuff in place. And we'll just rebuild smelting over there, and then we'll shut down what we currently have in place once it's up and running. Make sure there's no trains coming. Yeah, and what I was about to do earlier was get some landfill so that I could build a bridge. Excuse me, so that I could build a bridge across this lake to get the lines of ore across. And then perhaps we could even bring the lines of plate across this same area. Actually, you know what I should do? I should just get rid of all this, because I'm only doing that for the steam power, and I don't think I really need it anymore. Let's do that. Okay. So we'll leave the steam power in place, but we'll just cut the input. We'll let it use up the rest of what it's got. We could actually add some more chests over here. But you know what? I was using this to make rocket parts. Well, we'll rebuild that too. There we go. That way it'll eat up, whatever else gets produced here. It'll go into storage, and then we can pick all this up without waiting for the bots to have to clear off all the belts. Okay. I'm going to try to get out of Roboport range so that my bots don't do it. Okay, these are all done. I'll leave all the pipes in place, at least for the moment. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we're done then. So we'll pick all that up. Pick all that up. All of that. I'll leave the roboports. Okay. But I'll bring some electricity over here so that they can, we can finish up what's in these tanks. All right. Wrong one. Okay, then we can pick all this up. Like that. Then I can get this pump. I guess I'll pick that up. Okay, I'll leave that pump because that's feeding the heavy oil cracking. All right, the petroleum we can pick up because that's not doing anything anymore. Ah. Deconstruct. Okay. And then I'll just fill this in too. There'll just be one tile of water right there where that pump is. And that way I can get rid of the rest of that landfill. Give myself some room for something else. Okay, I don't need these engines anymore. I don't need chemical plants. And I don't need offshore pumps. Okay, well this won't take too long. It was at 24 when it started here, so okay. So we can bring, okay, so belts of ore will, from somewhere, they'll come over here, and then they could come up on this side. All right, so here, let's build one. Let's build one unit. Okay, and the production rate on these is 0.938. So for 45 per second, yeah, because we'll have 45 per second coming in on the blue belt. And if we divide that by 0.938, that means we need 48 furnaces, Mark II furnaces, to fully consume it. That's rounded up. All right, so 24 each. That's too fast for me to count. How much is that? That's 20. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and then we need a gap of 3. There we go. Then we'll have a blue belt coming out. And we could probably even do it 2, 4, 6, 8. That's the last third. Here, we'll do it the economic way. We'll do red belt and blue belt. 2, 4, 6, 8. And starting there, that can be red belt. So why am I doing that? Just because we can get 2/3 of the way down the line with a red belt before the red belt's not enough. So that's when we switch to blue. And then coming in, it's the opposite. We can get through the first third of it with a blue belt, and then for the rest of it, we can use red. And that way we use fewer materials to get this job done. And that's something that I like to do, is economize on material use. All right. Yeah, then I wasn't really sure what our power pole pattern should be here, but I think it's just like that, right? Yeah. All right, now let's see what happens if I copy that. Except for the belts. Okay, no, that's not going to work. I think I just need a power pole. Well, here, let's do this. We'll do it with no power poles to begin with. Okay, so that's 24. And then we'll let the computer decide where the power poles should go. So I'll put the first one there, and then I'll just run down the line. All right, yeah, and that last one's going to get missed. So the last one has to go here. All right, well, I don't know. Looks okay. This is really a mess. All right, so where did we deviate from what we had on this side? Oh, okay, yeah, this one couldn't do that. But I really do prefer that this is all aligned. All right, that's not going to work. All right, well, I'm just going to do it like this. All right, so we'll use more power poles than we want, but at least it's not going to be a jumbled mess that's going to bother me every time I look at it. I'm sure there's a repeatable, more efficient pattern than this, but I'd rather get this factory going. Okay, so that is iron 1. Okay, so let's make a blueprint of it. And then we'll tear it down. Okay, our oil is now used up, so we can get rid of all this, including these pipes. Okay, and then we'll just let this run, continuing to use the solid fuel, and then when the solid fuel's gone, we can either move the coal over there and use the coal, or we can just get rid of the steam power altogether. Okay, so now we got a lot more room. Yeah, let me get rid of this too. Okay, no, I should leave that there. Okay. So keep that there, and then, well, I'll figure out where to put that when we're done. So ore comes this way. And where are the plates going to go? They're going to have to come down here too and come across and essentially occupy all these lanes. So the plates are going to have to come down and over this way. Okay. So I'm not going to wait for this any longer. Let's get rid of all that. Get all my logistic spots activated. And then we still need to continue to feed the trains. And we'll have to do that with bots as well, I think. But for now, we're okay. Well, yeah, we're okay until the trains stop. Then I can't remember what's going on. So let's fix that now. Okay. All right, so I'll leave the belt system here until it's all gone. But I do want to get all this emptied out so that I can use that space. All right, so let's pick this up. I guess this is going to have to go in my inventory since there's no robot coverage there. Okay, very good. And then this. Let's see, I'm going to need... Let's see what we're going to need for belts here. We're going to need like 1, 2, 3, 4. This is, we're doing big belts. We can make the buses bigger, but I'm going to need 5 belts of iron, 6 belts of iron perhaps, 4 copper, and then we'll leave some extra space for stone or whatever. So that's all going to be ore coming in. And then we'll have plates going out. All right, I'll leave a couple more belts for, well, I think it's only stone in addition to that other stuff. Yeah, we'll need 1 belt for stone. So let's just add that at the end of the copper. All right, so we'll do 6 and 6 coming in, and then coming out, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 iron. Oh my lord. I just cleared my blueprint. Okay, well, that won't take too long to fix. Ay, ay, ay. All right, so 12 in, 12 out. That's a little bit frustrating. Okay. So like this, right? Yeah. Okay, so the ore will come in on these two sets of belts and the plates will come out on these two sets of belts. Okay, so that means I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And if these are the outbounds, and I'm tracing this out in red belts, but it's really going to be, it'll really be blue belts. That'll be the farthest. This will be the closest. All right, so we'll want the right there. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 18, 24. All right, so that'll be the first one out. Oh yeah. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. That's the first 2/3. I love the colors on this. It looks like it's the Joker's furnace. All right, 2, 4, 6, 8 on blue, and then the rest can be red. The bots are really fast now, aren't they? Oops. Okay. Oh, you know what? Let's throw in a light while we're at it. Okay. And then take out the belts. All right. So it's not too hard to reconstruct, fortunately, since we already worked out the details. Okay. So now let's copy that whole thing. And then what I'll do is I will leave a gap of 3 tiles, so that way we can put beacons there later if we decide to do so. So there's 2. And then we'll copy all that, minus the little factory there. 3, 4. So that'll be for iron. 1, 2, 3, 4 for copper. Okay, and then we can come back and get steel and stone up at the top. And then of course we need to get some more RoboPort coverage over here. So let's do that. That way our bots will service this area. And let's see. Right here is where there's going to be a gap. Okay, looks like all the solid fuel is gone, so we can pick this up. Okay, and then let's power this. Okay, I can't. Okay, and looks like the far side. Should have put 4 spaces in between, and then I could have fit in RoboPorts too, because the bots are not going to do the far side of this. So I'll have to put another RoboPort down here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, right there. I have no power poles. Oh, okay. I've got some wooden ones. That's fine. All right. And then I can get the rest of it over here on this side. As soon as that one charges up. There we go. And that way, I mean, the networks will still be connected kind of indirectly, but at least the entire center of this smelting array will be covered by construction bots. Okay, and then I'll just power them up like that. Okay, so it'll take a little while for the bots to finish there. And while they're doing that, if there are any belts left, we can start running the ore over here. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I'm much happier with that than I was with this job we were doing over here. Yeah, so we'll pick this up next time. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. See you again soon. Bye-bye.